Good morning and welcome to a rare morning edition of Oil or Not According to Jack with your host Jack Toledano. I would have filmed last night, but I was dead tired. I fell asleep early. So here we are Tuesday morning. Uh, on the plus side, Sue goes into the office on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So the studio is empty. So here I am. Uh, So basically, what this is going to be a rant of several sorts. First rant is, as you know, I've been working hard on this, building a second home upstate, and it's going great and had some fun. I actually built a barn door for our master bedroom that took most of the day for me, but got it done. It was very cool. Uh, you'll have to check it out at some point. Um, so we're driving home and we drive home on the throughway mostly. And, I have to hit the rest areas because, you cannot drive 4.5 hours without stopping for at least one pee break. So we stopped at this, and this is my first rant. So we stopped at this rest area between exit 17 and exit 18. And this is uh, in my buddy, Mr. Sea of Tranquility, lives near there, so who knows? Maybe he cursed it. But every time I go into these men's rooms in these rest areas, half the freaking sinks don't work. I get that they want to try and conserve water, and and you put your hand under the faucet, and it's a motion sensor to get the water, but half of them don't freaking work. How am I supposed to wash my hands? So after trying about 4 or 5 sinks out of the 20 sinks that are there, I finally was able to wash my hands. Then I go to the dryer. The damn dryers don't work. The hand dryers. I know you want to save trees, so I think it's a good idea, but they should freaking work. Then you're done. You walk out. Uh, there's about 4 or 5 businesses. At least 4 of the businesses are closed. I mean, what the hell? The only thing that's open is the Golden Arches. And of course, they charge extra because it's the throughway. It's convenience. What are you going to do? So, pardon me while I turn down my laptop. It keeps dinging. Early morning emails. So, to quote Herman Munster in the movie My Cousin Vinny, what are you wearing? This is what I'm wearing. This is my second rant number 2. So I guess it's common knowledge by now that we lost our ace pitcher, Mr. Jacob deGrom, who decided to follow the money to the Texas Rangers. So I have a couple thoughts on that. Number one, for him to say that, oh, he wants to, their commitment to winning. Sorry, Jacob, that's horse shit. You went there because they offered you 5 years at 185 million. So that amounts to about 37 million a year. But you, instead of taking the lesser, for argument's sake, say the Mets offered you 2 years at 80 million, you'd rather take a few less million to get that longer contract. And now I'm reading this morning that it isn't just 5 years. There's an option for a 6th year, which would bring the total to about what, 222 million. So yeah, you're thinking about your future. That's basically all it is, and there's no guarantees that you're going to win there. Freaking dumb. Whatever. You want to, just be honest. At least don't insult our intelligence. That you want to say he didn't come right out and say it, but a lot of people are thinking he didn't like New York. Well, I think that's a crock. I think he was treated very well in New York from day one. They put him out there. with very little fanfare, and he proved himself, and he stayed, and he never went back to the minors. He was one of those rare players who stayed the whole time. Of course, we liked him, and he worked hard, but at least be honest with us. You went for the money. You don't give a damn about winning and losing, and you got your two Cy Youngs already. So instead, we got Justin Verlander now. Just got the news yesterday. In fact, my boss, IM'd me. We got him, or Verlander. So 2 years, 86 million they're paying Mr. Verlander. But the difference with Verlander and Jacob deGrom, Verlander's been healthy, and he's 40 years old. I mean, that's strike against him, but who knows? He's proven he's been versatile till now, and he's proven he can win the big games in the postseason. You know, deGrom couldn't stay healthy this year. Who knows? We needed one freaking more win, and we would have won the division. We lost the division. We ended up being a wild card. Had to play that stupid 3-game series and lose to the Padres. Who knows what might have been if we had gotten that second seed and we faced the Phillies. I mean, we beat the Phillies 14 out of 19. I think we would have had a better fate against them, but who knows? So, goodbye, deGrom. Hello, Justin Verlander. Good luck. Hope you. I'm praying that things work out. The Mets still need to get some more bats. They crapped out on us at the end of the season this past season. I hope you're not done, Uncle Steve. We'll see. So that ends that rant. So on to the next rant. So I'm watching Sunday football. Both the Jets and the Giants were in that together. They never used to do this. They never used to be in the same 1 o'clock slot, but now they seem to be doing it more often nowadays. So yeah, the Jets going in Minnesota against the Vikings, and you had the Giants going against the Washington Commanders. Sorry, that totally ruined the whole dynamic of the rivalry. I used to look forward to Giants Redskins every year, and ruins it for me. Needless to say, Giants played well in the first half, and the first drive of the second half, and then they just shit the bed. I mean, awful. Conservative play calling. I'm not totally sold on Mr. Saquon Barkley. Guy just can't seem to hit the holes. Granted, Commanders have a good defense, but you gotta give us more than that. We just cannot beat teams with passing. The play calling was awful. You went from too conservative to this one drive, 3-and-out drive where you decided to throw bombs to, I forget the receiver's name. Miami used to have the no-name defense. Giants have the no-name receivers. They ended in a 20-20 tie. For me, that goes down as a loss. We really needed this win in the division. I do not have faith in the Giants against the Eagles next week, a team that I really fucking hate. What are you going to do? Meanwhile, the Jets, I think they even look better in losing. I mean, here they were against the 9-2 Vikings, and the Jets almost pulled off the upset. Unfortunately, they got it down into the red zone. They were at the 2-yard line, and conventional wisdom, they were 4th and 2, and when you're down by 5, you can't kick the field goal. You got to go for the touchdown. In hindsight, maybe they should have went for the field goal, because they did get the ball back again, but 2 trips down into the red zone, and they could not pull it off, but they kept it close, and I think they put a scare into that Minnesota Viking crowd. But again, they've impressed me, whereas the Giants have went from 6-1, and they're now 7-4-1. Yeah, so they were 6-1 to start the season. They've gone 1-3-1 since. I shit the bed against the Detroit Lions at home. Shit the bed on Turkey Day against the Cowboys. Ironically, I think that was, and this is a useless statistic. I think it's the first time, and I know it's my first time ever, that they wore white in Dallas. And of course, Dallas always wears white at home, but they wore their throwbacks for Thanksgiving. Uh, Ironically, here's a book that I read that was on my Christmas list a few years back. It's called When Shea Was Home, the year 1975, when Shea Stadium was shared by the Mets, Yankees, Giants, and Jets. You know, some of you are going to say, "Oh, there's only one New York team, one New York football team. It's the Buffalo Bills." Well, this would tell you different. Uh, Jets and Giants used to be in New York, and reading this book, and I never knew this. The Giants were actually looking to move to New Jersey, or got the offer to move to the Meadowlands in the early '70s. I think the building was ready. '76 was the first year. The year after that book in '75. But so that's that. Lastly, I just want to offer my condolences to the family of Kirstie Alley, great actress. She was in that movie Runaway, that movie that had Gene Simmons, crazed Gene Simmons, with those killer robots. Movie that I watched back with my Newport's roomies and girlfriends and so on and so forth. Of course, who could forget her in Cheers, the year she took over for Shelley Long. Uh, didn't know if she could pull it off, but let me tell you, some good writing. She really did. Putting her as on top of Sam to run the bar. So a lot of comedic moments. Nobody can ever forget the season. I forget what the guy's name, Ethan or whatever. He was that the capitalist fat cat who was like courting her and cheating on her and disappointing her at every turn. And Sam was only his only motivation is to get into her pants. It's like, oh, how could you let that guy swindle you and take advantage of you? And I remember that one iconic image of whatever his name was. He hands her a bracelet and she turns around, a diamond bracelet. She turns around, shows it to Sam with a sneer on her face. As if to say, he actually has the nerve to give it to me. But then on a dime, she turns around and she says, "It's gorgeous." And then she leaves with the guy, and yeah, too funny. That was a really funny season. Of course, Sam gets him arrested at the end for swindling and gets his bar back, and the rest is history. But he keeps her on as the bar manager, despite the fact that she sucked at it. Too funny. So this is Jack Toledano with a rare early morning recording. I will be back at some point this week with the next couple of episodes of my top 3 years in metal. So stay tuned and have a good one all. Bye.